Hi guys, today we're going to be revisiting multi-step division stories, and we'll try our hand with interpreting remainders as well, okay? So I want you to go ahead and try this one on your own first. So you want to pause right here, solve it, and then unpause and be ready to check your thinking. All right, guys, so I hope that you've paused and you've solved it on your own. You're ready to check your thinking. And so when we read here, the first thing to do is make sense of the problem. So that might be pictures, diagrams, charts, or a combination. Okay. You want to be thinking about what you're going to do with the remainder if there is one. Are you going to round it up, ignore it, or report it as a fraction? And of course, we'll write our number models with an unknown, estimate, and solve. So when I read through here, we got the schools collecting cans. They'll put them into bags to donate that only hold 8 cans each. So that tells me that I've got a constraint here. Each bag can only hold 8 cans. One class has 27 students. Each student brings in 5 cans. How many bags of cans will they be able to donate? Okay, so I'm looking here. I've got a student with 5 cans, and I've got 27 of them. And I've got to put them in bags of 8. So to write a number model with an unknown, I've got 27 students times my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cans. So I'll get my total number of cans and then divide that by 8 to get my amount of bags. So I've got my number model with an unknown. I'm just going to quickly do an estimate. Well, I've got my 27 I can make to 25. 25 times 5. Not better yet, I'll make this 30. 30 times 5. Using my basic fact of 5 times 3 is equal to 15. So I've got about 150 that I'll divide by 10, changing my 8 into 10. So I'm looking at about 15. So remember, if we're going to multiply by 10, I would add a 0. If I'm going to divide by 10, I would take that 0 away. So I'm looking here at my estimate. All right, let's go ahead and solve. So 27 times 5. I can do 5 times 7 is 35. 5 times 2 is 10, or 5 times 20 is 100. So I've got a total of 135 cans. Then I'll share out into groups of 8. So I can do 10 cans into each bag. Subtract 80 from my dividend. And I have 55 cans left to share out into groups of 8. I know 8 times 7 gets me 56, but that's too much. I only have 55 cans. So I'll do 6 groups of 8, which is 48. And I end up with 7 cans left over. So what am I going to do with that remainder, right? So I can do 16 total bags when I add up my partial quotients. What am I going to do with that remaining 7? When I come back to my choices on interpreting a remainder, I can round it up. Do I need 17 bags? Am I going to ignore it and just throw those 7 cans into the trash can? Or am I going to report it as a fraction? Can I break up those 7 cans into 8 equal pieces? Well, thinking about that realistically, right, we wouldn't end up breaking up cans to donate. So I would end up rounding this up. I would need a total of 17 bags. Right, friends. So remember, when you're doing multi-step number stories, you want to draw a picture, make sense of that problem, and try it on your own in our next piece. Thanks for thinking with me.